Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. All right, we have USTA League play for you here today. So I'm very excited about this one because we are starting the summer session for the USTA League season. So in Minnesota, how it's kind of structured is you have three major team sessions, I should say. We have summer session, early start, and winter. And then in between them, we have two one doubles sessions. So I just explained one doubles was in the past couple videos. We had recently been playing in that. But now it's the official team season. So this is where we get our big teams together and you put out a flight each week of five spots. You got 2 single spots, 3 double spots, and the best 3 out of 5. If you win 3 or more out of 5, you win the match, and then you build up over the course of the summer session. And the top 1 or 2 of each flight gets a ticket to sectionals. And sectionals is a big tournament here in the northern area, so primarily Minnesota, but includes some of the Dakotas and things like that. And we all play for a spot at nationals, which is typically takes place in Arizona, California area. And that's where all the regions in the US get together and play for the big championships, the national championships for USTA. So it's very fun, very exciting. Really enjoy, especially the summer session, because we get a lot of tennis going on, get to play outdoors occasionally, which I don't really like planning for USTA because then you have to worry about weather and rescheduling and all that jazz. But we primarily play out of an indoor facility for our team. So we'll get a mix of indoor and outdoor matches. But all right, I have a lot of ranting here. So today I will be playing the 2 doubles spot with Mike, who we've seen on the channel before. So him and I are playing the 2 doubles spot in this particular match, and we'll see how it goes. Again, we'll take a look at the match, and I will tell you the results of the overall match that took place at the end. All right, thanks. All right, welcome into the channel here. So we have Mike serving, and I am in white at the net in the far court. And then we have our opponents here. I know a lot of players are wearing dark clothes, so hard to maybe differentiate everybody here, but I stick out like a sore thumb, so that's good to go. All right, as I said in the intro, we are just starting the summer session, so we're playing the 2 doubles spot. So Mike and I had played a little bit in the last session. We played over the winter and had some decent results together. So we did have some turnover on our team. So actually Mike's typical partner got bumped up to 4-5. So unfortunately he is no longer on the team, and hitting balls like that will not get me to 4-5. But yeah, so we are testing out some new pairs on the team, and Mike and I think on paper are a pretty good team together. Mike is very good on the deuce side with the forehand wing, and I typically play the ad side on the backhand wing. And Mike is a very good, consistent grinder at the baseline. And I'm a very aggressive player at the net that likes to try to put away balls, which was very much like his previous partner, who was just younger and more athletic and stronger than I was. So I like to say I'm the slow, fat version of that player. But I can kind of do what he does. We also both favor our backhands, even though his was, again, better than mine. So I am definitely the slow, fatter, less consistent version of him, but I do my best. All right, started off with 2 breaks. That's not a good sign. So we're coming to my serve now. Yeah, on this day, I didn't recall this team that we're playing against. I had never played against the players that we're playing here. The guy on the deuce side is a lefty, and had a pretty darn good forehand and backhand. I'd say both players had some pretty good ground strokes on both of their wings. So I didn't necessarily see a particular weakness to really attack on the serve, which is never good. I think the guy in the ad here, he was kind of favoring not hitting backhands, but that being said, I think he was still pretty good on both wings. So again, my serving strategy due to the lack of power, is more precision and picking on hopefully weaknesses that will set up the point in our favor. So 30 all, get a good hard shot to the guy at the net and get the error. So up 40-30, and then I put in a bad backhand. Those are what my returns have been looking like recently. So very worried on this day on like how I'd be returning. So that's not a good sign at the beginning. Mike reaching for volley, but just not able to get there. And then pulling another backhand wide. Yeah, that's been the story of my game lately. For some reason, I've been pulling those backhands pretty wide. And I keep on telling myself, all right, just straighten it out. Just like, don't worry about the guy at the net. Just aim more middle, and hopefully just the natural like way I'm hitting it will curve it out a little bit more. But yeah, I've been overcorrecting so much. But got in a decent return there, win and play, so that was good. So that's really been my focus coming into this match, is really lock down that returning game, because it has been letting me down here for about a month now. Hasn't been good in practice matches. All right, get a good poach there and the put away volley. This guy serving right now, he had a hard flat serve that he liked to uncork, and when it hit in, it was pretty hard to deal with. The fortunate part for us is that it wasn't very consistent on this day. So he was able to hit it here and there, and you'll see it throughout the match, but when it hit, it was pretty darn good. Pretty darn good. So all right, we're up 40-30 at this point, and get a look at a second serve. So there's no excuse to not get second serves back in play. So a lot of pressure on me, and we get the double fault there. So we start with 4 straight breaks, just the way you planned it at the beginning of the match. You assume that you're just going to be awesome at returning. Serves mean nothing. So yeah, at least for me, I assume I'm getting broken at least once or twice in the match. So kind of nice we can reset the match at this point. And at this point, just told Mike, we just got to be solid. Just let's, Mike's good at being very vocal and communicative during a match, kind of like what we're seeing, what we're thinking about. So I really appreciate that aspect of it. So we were just talking about, yeah, we just need to be solid, just get balls in play, and we feel like we can out-rally them. And we've already seen a couple on this day, but keep an eye out on Mike's lobs. I would say they were very much a game changer on this day. Speak of the devil. Throw up a lob, another lob, oh, and another lob. First two were kind of shorter, this one was longer, and another lob. So perfect timing on this commentary. The lobs did very well for us, and we get the point there. So I should really do a lob tally counter on this thing, but I'm also kind of lazy, so I'm not going to do that. But all right, I've been ranting for almost 9 minutes now. Let's watch some of this gameplay, and let's see if we can actually get a hold here. All right, so that was big for my confidence there. So started down love 30 hole in my service game, but able to bounce back and get the hold there. So that did well for my confidence and just, knowing that my serve can actually be something that will get us points. So that was good on this day. So, all right, so up 5-2 at this point, feeling pretty good at where the match is at, and really wanting to get the set done here so we can start it off with our serve. And I think that puts us in a good spot going forward. So get the double fault there, and yep, there goes flat serve. Mike was able to do very well on getting it back, but then very, very aggressive flat overhead there to get the point. And look at that, slaps an ace. That was a beautiful serve. There's nothing I could do. It just painted the line. Really couldn't do anything with that one. So, all right, now it's on Mike to try to keep us in this. Down 15-40 at this point. Gets in a good return and keeps it low. Yeah, got it low to his feet. That really is a beautiful spot for the return to go. There I thought maybe he painted the line again, but luckily they just skidded out, so able to get a look at a second serve here. And again, focusing on my returns, didn't even get it cross court. That just won't do it. I had a second serve, that should have been easy cross court. Get a volley. First one should have been a put away, but luckily get a second chance at it and get the put away.
Hi, sir.
All right, so we take down the first set 6-3, so that's a good spot for us to be. So this is the point where we need to make sure we're applying the scoreboard pressure and really keep up on them in the second set. So we don't want to let up. We're feeling pretty good with how we're playing and want to just keep that momentum going. Momentum, I think, is a real thing in tennis, and you want to make sure you're doing well to keep the momentum flowing. And we're immediately down love 4. So that's not the spot we definitely want to be in at this point. But you never say never in tennis, and you just keep grinding and keep doing what you can. And we get a let serve there. So taking another look at a second serve here. This lefty had a lot of spin on his serve, and get the double fault there. So that was lucky for us. But yeah, I had a little bit of trouble with that. He was hitting some very sharp angles on me on the ad side there. Mike putting in a good return, getting it to the lefty's backhand, which makes it a harder volley. I put in a high ball. I'm not sure if that ball was going to go out, but look at me putting in a lob, and pretty good one, and win the point there. The ball flew out. The recording cut it out. All right, so then battle all the way back now for their ad. I put in a pretty good return there. I think that ball was going out, but Mike still puts in a good ball, and we get the point there. All right, so this was huge. We were down love 40, and we battled it back to deuce. So it would be very good for us to hopefully battle and come back on this one. Mike puts in a good return there, and now it's on my return. So I'm anticipating one out wide at this point. That's what he had been doing all day to me, and get the double fault. So all right, that's really huge for our confidence to really battle back from down being love 40 and being up 1-0 already in this set. So let's see how we can take this momentum and ride it moving forward. All right, and in the blink of an eye, we are up 4-0 at this point in the set. So, feeling really good about where we're at right now. Mike is playing very well. I feel like I'm returning pretty well and being aggressive at the net. Another amazing lob. Mike painting the lines with those lines. It's sight to behold. So, oh, that was a great volley. High backhand volley, laser, put away winner. Not much you can do there. That was so good. So me putting up a good lob there, get the point, continue going. Didn't do enough with that one. Puts up a great shot. And unfortunately, we're not able to handle that one. So that was kind of one where I feel like I probably should have done more with my shot. But they get the hold there, so 4-1 at this point. So still can't feel too bad about the result here. We got Mike's serve, so feeling good there. Besides the first service game, he's been rocking the serve throughout this match, so feeling good there. Like I said, if I can have him grinding at the baseline, then hopefully I can just do what I do at the net and get some putaways here. So we got a good grindy point, baseline to baseline, a lot of lobs, a lot of moon balls, and I get aggressive, cut it off, put away. Backhand put away, not my forte, but get a good shot there, so feeling good there. Get another shot right there. Didn't do enough with my volley to put it away. Mike comes to the net and played a good exchange point, but they come away with the point there. So yeah, on this day, like I said, I felt pretty good at the net here, but felt like there were some opportunities where I probably could have did a little bit more with the ball, but can't complain too much right now at where the match is at and how the result's going. Oh, they get a net cord, goes right over my racket. They win the point. All right, so 40-30, Mike serving. We got a second serve coming on deck. Mike puts in a good serve. I like how they're approaching the ball and brings it to deuce. That's a huge thing for me in doubles, like following your returns as much as you can, be aggressive. All right, I was able to cut off a ball and get a nice put away point there. And now getting another second serve here, look. And I'm just hoping for a ball I can touch at this point. But they've been really good at keeping the ball away from me off the return for the most part. So it's just grinding, working our way through the point, and what can we do? Oh, it gets in that nice aggressive shot, but it goes into the net. So, all right, 5-1 at this point. Let's see, can we get the break here and sail off into the sunset, or are we going to be grinding out a little bit more?
Oh my God, out. Catch it.
All right, and in pretty decisive fashion, Mike and I take care of the match 3-1. So felt really good on the day. Leading up to it, I had not been returning very well at all. And that was the biggest thing I was worried about in this particular match. Just because the previous 3 weeks I've been practicing and playing some matches, just didn't return the ball well, wasn't getting it in play. I thought for the most part I returned relatively well. My volley game was pretty good in this match. I felt like there were a handful of volleys that I could have put away that either resulted us, we still won the point, but it took a little bit more effort, or we actually lost the point based off of them being able to get the ball back in play and things like that. So could have used a little work tightening up on that. But these are little nitpicky things after a pretty good victory. Mike's lobs were on fire in this match. So that really kept us alive in a lot of the points, just kind of resetting the points, putting them in a defensive position. And then kind of where we're at, I'm at the net attacking and Mike is grinding at the baseline, and we're pretty formidable team when we're doing that. So felt pretty good on the day, feel really good about the result. For our team, we ended up winning 4-1 overall. So we won every spot except our one double spot, which was a very fantastic match that went to a third set tiebreak. So a very competitive match, which was really fun to see. And our guys did their best, but wasn't able to pull out the clean sweep for this week. So this puts us in a really good starting spot for the season. So we're starting off 1-0 in the season with a good 4-1 victory that helps with tiebreaks and things like that down the line. So the more wins we can amass per individual match, the better. And that will hopefully lead us on to sectionals. So, all right, really appreciate you taking a look at the match here today. Please like, comment, and subscribe if you can. Subscribe on the channel, comment on the video, like the video. Really appreciate it. Let me know in the comments, what do you think of the match? What are some things you think we could work on? What are things we did well? Do you think we're at 4-0 level? Or do you dispute that level? It's always interesting because in different regions, leveling is a little bit different, even though it should be the same. So I don't know. Let me know what you think in the comments. Really appreciate it. All right. Well, hopefully this will be a good starting off point, and we'll get a lot more matches on the channel here in regards to the season. And hopefully we'll get that victory for sectionals. So, all right. Really appreciate it. And just get out there and play tennis.